I recently watched a video by a YouTuber named Biosnow about how RWBY would not be the same in RWBY Season 4. The video will be in the description, and I recommend that you guys check that out, mainly because this video is a response to that video, so if you didn't watch that video, you wouldn't understand anything in this video. Capiche? The first reason why I disagree with Biosnow's video is because he uses RWBY Season 4's trailer as a piece of fact. We don't know that RWBY would act like she did in that trailer in the actual season. In fact, in the red trailer, RWBY is shown not smiling whatsoever, which kind of makes you think she's a little bit joyless. But instead, in the first season, RWBY is shown to be a joyful little girl that really just wants to help people. So Rooster Teeth could be doing the same thing with the Season 4 trailer. Make it so that RWBY seems more serious in the trailer, when in reality, she could be just as joyful as she was before. My second argument is that RWBY still has a support system in Team Ranger. Even though many of her friends died and even more of her friends abandoned her or had to leave due to family, she still has Team Ranger to help her cope with the loss of all of her friends. And I think this would make it relatively easy for RWBY to get out of grief in the amount of time between Season 3 and Season 4. My third and probably biggest argument is the fact that before the woman from hell appeared, RWBY was actually relatively joyful. Well, not joyful, but she wasn't exactly depressed either. When she was meeting up with Team Ranger and Jean specifically, she actually smiled and was happy to see him. In fact, I think that RWBY has already passed all 5 stages of grief because her current emotion of hopefulness doesn't really seem like any of the stages of grief. While Jean, on the other hand, is probably in denial, trying to get away from the world, not opening up, having no emotion. Practically, his face is in stone, like depressed all the time, not looking at anyone with a smile, even when he sees RWBY, after not seeing her for months. And I think a good reason that RWBY would need to be out of grief would be to help Jean go through his grief. Jean needs as much help as possible. Heck, his girlfriend just died. And I know they weren't officially a couple, but what do you call this? My last argument is more of an outside world thing. The reason why I don't think that Rooster Teeth would make it so that RWBY would be completely different in Season 4 is because I don't think they would kill a character that their main show is about. Like, RWBY is all about RWBY. Her name is the show's title. And if they kill off or any of her team, the show would be incomplete. They could kill Pyrrha because she was part of Team Juniper, not Team RWBY. If the TV show was named Juniper, then I'm completely 100% sure that they would have not killed Pyrrha. And changing RWBY in such a drastic way in which she practically dies inside would make it so that the audience is completely alienated from the character. We practically need to meet a new character, which is not something that I think Rooster Teeth would want. But who knows? After all, we know Rooster Teeth isn't scared of killing their most beloved characters. Cough, cough, church, cough, cough, Pyrrha. But in the end, I still do believe that RWBY will change at least a little bit. Or else it'd be kind of weird if she didn't have any character development after all that death. But this is just a theory of mine about how I think RWBY will be in Season 4 of RWBY.